So today we're going to be talking about Fragrance World, the one and only Moonlit Night. Yeah, they went there. It's going to be a clone of the one Luminous Night by Dolce & Gabbana. Now, this is going to be, at least I believe, their second the one clone. Not too long ago, I did a video kind of talking about the one and only Golden Nights, and that is based off of, obviously, Royal Night. And it got very close. It was a fantastic clone. Great stuff. I'm not sure if they have a clone of the original or not. I don't even know if they have a clone of Mysterious Night. I'm not for sure. These are just kind of the two that I know of as of right now, but who knows, maybe they're coming, or maybe I can do some digging around and maybe they already exist. I will say, in typical fashion, us here in the US are usually the last to know and find out about these clones, so who knows what's going on out there right now. And so, just a little backstory here for those who may be new to the fragrance collecting hobby here. The one Luminous Night, which is an exclusive edition, is a fantastic scent that is very hard to find now. You may remember back to just this past winter here, I was featuring this one as much as I could because I absolutely love it. Winter lists, winter time, this one is killer. And there was a point where it was pretty easy to get. You know, it was on most of the main discounters for usually right around $100 or a little bit less sometimes, and you could pick it up. Within the past several months, it has gotten increasingly harder to find, which sucks because now I don't feature it anymore. If you can't buy it, there's no point to me. Now, I do have a mailing list and a texting list you can sign up to dedicated to notifying you guys of rare fragrance restocks and big sales. So if you do want a fighting chance at picking up the real deal, I would jump on those at the link down below and the text number down below, and you will be notified when it does come in stock along with so many other rare finds. But today we're going to focus on a clone to kind of tide you over in the meantime. And I have to say, this is a fantastic one here. So I'm going to go through it, tell you how it smells, how close it is to a Luminous Night, how it performs, and all of that stuff. We'll start off really quickly with the price. Fragrance By got this one in recently. They've gotten in a bunch of newer clones, and so I purchased a bunch of them, and I'm kind of working my way through them as we speak. I think I paid right around $30 to $35 for this. Very, very reasonable, especially because you just don't really even have the option to buy the real deal right now. So that's awesome. And now we'll dive into how this one smells. So again, you know, this is an exclusive edition scent DNA. Now, if you take a look at something like the one Eau de Parfum and the Eau de Toilette, and even the one Gray, the one Eau de Parfum Intense, the one Eau de Parfum, that gold bottle one, can't even remember what it is. That's kind of sad, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's literally the one gold Eau de Parfum Intense, obviously. All of those are the mainstream releases, okay? And especially the EDT and the EDP, those are the most popular. They're the most designer level. Now, since then, over the past few years here, Dolce & Gabbana has released several exclusive editions, which kind of focus a little bit more on a Middle Eastern style, most notably Mysterious Night. Now, that one uses a lot of oud, a lot of rose, still has the sandalwood and a little bit of that OG DNA, but it goes in a much more Middle Eastern kind of, just different smell compared to what we're used to over here in the US and Canada and things like that. And so that is definitely not something that they are going to market to the mainstream. It just really wouldn't hold up as well over here as it would in other places of the world. And so thus they're exclusive editions that are a little bit more expensive and have limited availability, at least in comparison to the normal ones, which you can get at every retailer and even Walmart. And so this is among those exclusive editions, right? You don't even know which one's which. And so Luminous Night does have a little bit of that kind of Middle Eastern exclusive edition type of twist. However, not as much as Mysterious Night, and that's what I like about it. So it's interesting. You do get a little bit of a smoky incense off the top. You get this kind of sweet dates accord in here, which is very interesting. It's not often used in men's fragrances. You get a lot of amber, some sandalwood, even a bit of cardamom. And so it opens up spicy, warm, sexy, addicting, and overall very unique. It definitely has a nighttime appeal, and it smells beautiful in the cooler weather. That's really when this one shines. And we might as well just kind of read off the full note breakdown of Luminous Night. I couldn't really find a accurate or reliable note breakdown of the clone. I don't really think it matters because it smells so similar. You got black pepper, basil, bergamot off the top. The bergamot is not something I pick up on. In the mid, we have dates, sage, and geranium. So some aromatics with the dates accord, which is kind of an interesting combination there. The dates kind of give off a little bit of a sweet, kind of somewhat sugary and dessert type of smell. And the base, again, we have amber, incense, and sandalwood. So you'll notice no tobacco. That is one note that ironically was kind of lost in these exclusive editions. They took it out even though it was at the forefront of the EDP and EDT. Instead, they really pump up the sandalwood a lot. They pump up the amber quite a bit as well. And in the instance of the Luminous Night DNA, good amount of incense, which is kind of giving off that smokiness. But it smells phenomenal. This is going to be for someone who wants a more unique wearing experience, because you hear it all the time. Oh, everybody wears the one eau de parfum. Everybody wears the one EDT. Those are the perfect example of fragrances that are a victim of their own success. They were so good, so many people heard of them, so many people wanted to wear it and still do wear it, that you don't stand out anymore. So these exclusive editions kind of give you an option and a way to kind of separate yourself from everybody else. It's just a matter of you having the self-confidence and the desire to wear them if you do like them. You know, again, Mysterious Night is going to be the most out there. You can go for Royal Night, which focuses just basically all on sandalwood and amber and then things like that. It's going to be the smoothest. But I think Luminous Night by far is just one of their best works of the line. And this clone gets you very, very close. The opening, just about spot on. You even get that, again, that unique date accord, which is just not used often, all the way down to the dry down to kind of having that smoky, creamy, soft woodiness, the incense, sandalwood, amber package there in the base that smells beautiful. This one's dreamy, it's addicting, it's sexy, it's a little bit mysterious. And so I do think that they, again, did a killer job. Fragrance World, they are on the rise. They are really putting in work and, again, not only cloning fragrances, but they're even trying very hard and definitely putting a focus on just going straight for the presentation. I mean, again, guys, from a distance, and if you were just to kind of do this, you can't tell them apart. Once you get them up close, you see the names are different, and the writing on the front is different, and there are subtle nuances that are different, of course, but from a distance, sitting on your shelf, good luck. And that brings me to the next point. And one thing that I do really like about what these clone brands are doing, although it may be getting them into some trouble, they don't have the clone bottle look. And I think that's something that drives a lot of people away from clones. They want the savings, they really do, but they don't like that ugly bottle presentation because it stands out like a sore thumb on their beautiful display. Now, this doesn't do that. It really fits in with everything else. It's an eau de parfum concentration, and so is Luminous Night. So same concentration here. And talking performance, this one's every bit of 8 hours. Really solid. Not beast mode, but also not weak either. It's just kind of right there on par with about what you would expect, and honestly not too far off from the real deal. Projection is softer. It's not a room filler, but it does leave a pretty decent trail up in the air. This is the type of thing that I would want to sit closer to the skin and be a little bit more subtle anyway. It just kind of has a little bit more of an alluring, almost kind of special evening out type of appeal where you just don't want to be announcing to everybody that this is what you're wearing. You kind of want to be a little bit more subtle and discreet. But trust me, once people get into your personal space and they smell this one, they will love it and they'll want to know more. I already kind of touched on price at the beginning of the video, $30, $35 or so. It's kind of where a lot of these are falling. And so that is just wonderful. Again, especially because even if you really wanted to, you just can't go out and buy Luminous Night right now. You might have some options on eBay that are $200, $300, which I absolutely would never do, and I would not recommend you to do that. In a healthy, normal market, this is about a $100 scent. And so, you know, even if it was in stock right now, that is still huge savings. That's pretty much it, guys. The one and only Moonlit Night, fantastic. If you want Luminous Night for cheap, then I recommend this one highly. And again, if you guys want to get a real, the real deal Luminous Night, maybe you want Dior Homme Parfum. Maybe you want La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique. Maybe you just want whatever rare thing you can get your hands on. Maybe you want to be notified of the best fragrance deals and some pop-up sales. Get on the mailing list at the first link down below and get on the texting list by sending a text to the number down below. You will be opted in to be notified. You will be getting that information first up, and you will have a chance to get it before it sells out. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.